Welcome to the deep dive. Imagine being the one person standing between a global icon and his total destruction.
Right. It's a massive burden.
Yeah. Today we're taking you through the source material on Johnny Cash and June Carter. Specifically, we're unpacking an excerpt titled "The Ring of Fire: The Redemption of Johnny and June."
And our mission here is really to decode what this legendary romance teaches us today, about partnership, patience, and surviving addiction.
Exactly. I mean, imagine falling in love with someone way before they love you back, like waiting years through heartbreak and severe addiction just to win their heart.
It's an incredible narrative arc of redemption because we aren't just looking at a music history timeline here. We're looking at the raw mechanics of how human connection navigates absolute rock bottom.
Yeah, so to understand the sheer magnitude of Johnny's recovery,
hmm
you really have to look at the tension of their early connection. We're talking about the 1950s.
Right, they meet backstage.
Yeah, and you can feel the intensity of that first meeting.
No.
When Johnny describes it, he literally said he couldn't take his eyes off her.
Oh, absolutely. But, there was a massive roadblock. June was married.
Wait, really? I always forget that part.
Yeah, she was. So they shared this undeniable professional bond, right? Performing and laughing together. But a romantic relationship was it was impossible.
Right, of course.
And then, as the pressure of rising fame hits Johnny, he goes into this terrifying downward spiral. We're talking drugs, severe depression, crippling loneliness.
He's just completely losing control. But the fascinating thing is, June doesn't just stick around to watch himself destruct.
No, she really doesn't.
She walks away. She absolutely refuses to be part of a broken life. And for a younger audience today, we might just call that setting a hard boundary.
Yeah, a very hard boundary.
But I always struggle with that. Like, if someone is hitting rock bottom with severe addiction, isn't walking away incredibly dangerous? How does she know that wouldn't just push him over the edge?
It is a huge risk, for sure. But you have to realize it disrupts the psychology of addiction.
How so?
Well, in a typical enabler-addict dynamic, the partner absorbs the consequences, right? Which, perversely, allows the addict to keep using without really facing reality.
Oh, wow. So by walking away, June basically removes that safety net.
Exactly.
It's almost like removing the scaffolding from a crumbling building.
Yeah.
She realized that by propping him up, she was actually preventing him from hitting the ground so he could realize he needed to rebuild himself.
That is a perfect way to look at it. Her refusal to enable him really forced a turning point, but crucial to the story is that her boundary didn't mean abandonment.
Right. She didn't just leave him forever.
Exactly. When he finally hit that rock bottom and genuinely wanted to change, she stepped back in.
For those really private, agonizing moments of struggle.
Yeah, she helped him fight his demons when literally no one else would. And he changed. Not for fame and, not to sell records. He changed because of love.
Wow. Which really makes me think about modern dating culture. I mean, we live in an era where people often just swipe away or walk out at the very first sign of struggle.
Oh, for sure. We often view relationships as completely disposable if they aren't instantly fulfilling.
Yeah, their story of intense patience feels almost alien now.
It really does. But June's support was highly intentional. She saw the person buried beneath the addiction. And that private, brutal recovery phase is what ultimately paved the way for their famous public milestone.
Oh, the proposal.
Yes.
He's on stage in front of thousands of people, literally stops the show and asks her to marry him. And after years of waiting, she finally says yes.
It's such a massive shift from the isolated, drug-addicted man we saw earlier. The emotional weight of that moment is just immense.
I can't even imagine.
And you see the foundation they built and how they later talked about each other. Johnny stated plainly, "She saved my life."
And her response was simply, "He's my home."
Yeah, it wasn't just about getting him sober. It was about establishing this secure attachment that fundamentally altered his psychological resilience.
I love that. Their story wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a gritty, fighting love that proves the profound impact of supporting a partner through their darkest moments.
Absolutely. It reminds us that recovery is deeply relational. You don't just heal in a vacuum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which leaves you with this final thought. We usually credit medical or psychological interventions for overcoming severe addiction, right?
Mostly.
But how often do we completely underestimate the raw, transformative power of someone simply anchoring us with the belief that we are actually worth saving?